And good afternoon, race fans, and welcome here to the Sugarland Shines 250, the second race of the second round for the PCSRA Coca-Cola Truck Series. As we're getting set for a 94-lap duel here at Talladega to open up the Talladega weekend, as we're about to find out what scenarios we're going to be at going into our elimination race next week at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Bridget Thomas starts on the pole position. Comes in this race 16th in the point standings as she's trying to find victory lane for the first time this season. Peach Ramirez alongside of her. Peach Ramirez needs a good run. Comes in this race 6th in the points. She is a total of 42 points below the cut line behind 4th place. So she needs a good run here today or could find herself heading into Homestead Miami Speedway next week in a must-win situation. And that's Riley Roplier and Sean Art, row number 2. Here's a look at the points going into today's race. Also your rookie standings. Good chance Rookie of the Year may get wrapped up the way things are looking. That is, here's a good camera angle. Here's the rest of your starting lineup for the Sugarland Shines 250. There's the top 28. Zachary Taylor making another start here in this series. Driving the 48 this week is Billy Bradbury. He is making his Truck Series debut. He will be going full-time next season as Taylor's team is switching to Toyotas. And that is it. Zachary Taylor's the other driver who's making his first start. I'm trying to see who else is making another start, and I cannot find. I think it's just Zachary Taylor and Gary Bradbury. I think it's just those two drivers. Everybody else is safe. As the trucks are going to roll off behind the pace car. Let's give you your playoff scenario presented by Golden Corral. As always, this season, Hattie Suarez, the points leader by 18 points over Justin Hugo. Samantha Granger, our winner from Ricky. She is 3rd in the point standings, 42 back. And April Winters is 4th. She is the driver in that critical 4th position in the points. Tico Jumiaca, 5th, 19 points below the cut line. 42 points, as I said. Peach Ramirez, who starts on the outside of the front row. And Mandy Evans is 48 points below the cut line. She is 7th, as looks like we're going to have a wave off. Somebody's blown up in the back, so that will be another wave off. That will be a wave off start. We need to make sure everybody rolls off and takes the green flag. I don't know why somebody would blow up when we haven't taken the start yet. So, yeah. Gotta make sure everyone rolls off and make sure nobody has a mechanical problem. As Annika Ritchie and them are catching up. I thought Prudence Littlejohn was gonna have a mechanical problem, but I think she was just trying to get caught up to the field. Of course, she has been cleared to race this weekend here at Talladega, so hopefully she is not caught up in a huge accident. Notice a lot of playoff contenders starting at the rear, like April Winters starting in the 39th position, so she's going to have her work cut out. But as we always say at Talladega, anything can happen, and it always does. This is a brand new Talladega. I just got off of, I think it was off of one website. I don't know where I got it. It's the 2021 Talladega version for those that are asking. I'm going to keep an eye on that yellow line, because that yellow line is out of bounds. You cannot go below that yellow line to advance. And in case somebody starts asking me if I want to play Monopoly, I will just save the results to qualify. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the penultimate race of the as far as the round of 7 is concerned. Next week will not only be our penultimate race, it will also be an elimination race. As we're about to go green flag racing into the Geico restart zone, we're green at Talladega. The question is anyone going to survive the dreaded big one? We're going to find out. We're also going to keep an eye on drivers who come in this race in the safe zone as far as moving up to the Buffalo Wild Wings series is concerned. We'll keep an eye on those as we're down the back straightaway for the first time of 94. Bridget Thomas currently leading here. All these trucks are going 3-4 wide, which is usual here at Talladega. There's plenty of room to go 3 and 4 wide. The problem is these drivers need to make sure not to lean on one another as we're into the tri-oval for the first time of 94. And Bridget Thomas will lead the first lap of today's Truck Series race. Prince Liljohn's starting to lose the draft real quickly. That's not good because that's one of the drivers who, as of now, has a spot into the Buffalo Wild Wings series. And with her losing the draft after not having a good qualifying, that's not good, if you know what I mean. Patrick Combs there, he's in a must-win situation these last 3 races because he is not safe as far as a charter is concerned because he's one of the drivers in the danger zone of losing his charter. So keep an eye on him. We'll keep an eye on everybody else during the course of the day. There's the points leader, Hattie Swore, who's dropping at the back. They're going 4 wide. This is dangerous where the points leader is as far as that's concerned. And the question we always ask at Talladega, when will the dreaded big one strike? Well, the way these drivers are racing each other, it could strike at any moment. Tico Jumiaka, by the way, driving the William Byron scheme this week for Talladega as we get back up to the front. Bridget Thomas still leads as they're going to come off turn number 4. Prince Liljohn's probably hoping for something to go wrong. And one of the playoff contenders is coming to pit road. That's Pete Ramirez. There is a problem with that 00. That stacked the field up and allowed Prince Liljon to get caught back up. But one of our championship contenders who comes into this race in the danger zone with a problem. This could possibly put Pete Ramirez in a must-win situation. Is it a flat tire? It is a flat tire. They're changing right side tires on that 00. So that is a disastrous start for one of the drivers who comes into this race in the danger zone. This would put Pete Ramirez in a must-win situation because look at what it did to this pack, though. The good news is she'll be up to speed. The bad news is she's going to be already 2 laps down in the process. Oh, I don't like the way these drivers are racing in this lead pack. They're about to get really dicey here. This is getting dicey. Oh, but here's Pete Ramirez as she's going to come back on the track. Oh, please don't, LePage. Don't. Okay, Pete Ramirez sees the pack coming. Okay, she's going to get up on the track, so that's good. That's good. I was kind of scared we're going to have a Kevin LePage, but she didn't, and that's really going to allow this second group to catch right up. That was really close, but now one of our playoff contenders is kind of now in trouble as a result. Samantha Granger just took the lead. That's 5 points for her. That's critical 5 points. As Sarah Costello, who looked like was going to win the race at Kansas 2 weeks ago until Lauren Grubius passed her after she pitted earlier under that first yellow last time out at Kansas. And remember, Sarah Costello comes into this race, one of the drivers who has that guaranteed spot And if it goes over 300 points with 2 races to go after today's race, it doesn't matter what happens at Toronto and Homestead, the elimination race, Homestead and Toronto. She's moving up to the Buffalo Wild Wings series regardless. I say hi to the one person in the chat. I don't know if it's Cody or somebody. I don't know. It might be. Bruce Littlejohn, that really helped her. There's Anna Leonard. Of course, remember, Anna Leonard did not take part on any plate tracks this year, so this is her first plate race of the season, and her only one. There's Mandy Evans, comes in that critical 7th of the 7 playoff drivers. The good news is, Pete Ramirez, oh, hi, Cody. Yes, it was Cody. I was correct. But back to what I was saying, Mandy Evans, who comes into this race 7th of the 7 playoff drivers, she needs a good run today, or she could find herself heading into Homestead Miami Speedway like Pete Ramirez is currently looking like a must-win situation. Also, next week will be the final start for Ari Springer in the Truck Series, even though she filled in for Annie Crenshaw, who just recently got eliminated from the playoffs. And remember, 3 drivers will get eliminated from the playoffs. There's Crenshaw, who is pushing Billy Kitchens, who, by the way, comes into this race in the danger zone of losing his charter. He's also looking for a new home for next season because Nathan Orman Motorsports is moving to Mercedes next season, and Billy Kitchens is parting ways, and they're parting ways with Billy Kitchens at season's end. There's been some rumors that Billy Kitchens could be moving down to the AutoZone Amateur Series, but we are not too certain about that. There's the other rumors he would be in this 8 truck would be an all-star team with Nemco Motorsports, because Ashton Wright, the sister of Tatum Wright, who's in this field today, as of 2023, would not be 18. And Billy Kitchens, by the way, turned 19 today. Today is Billy Kitchens' birthday, as I'm recording this, of this date on the broadcast. So Billy Kitchens would more than likely, like the 22 truck, would be an all-star team. Now, the only way Billy Kitchens would not go to an all-star team for trucks is if he wins this race and keeps his charter. There's the points leader, Hattie Swore, who's moved up to the 2nd position. DVR, the last 2 races, back at Kansas and back at Nashville, they've won the last 2 Truck Series points races. Hold on, I'll answer this person later because I'm currently trying to, I've already paid, hang on, I'll deal with that person later. Somebody's texting me while I'm doing a race. Yeah, I paid for the title replacement, but anyway. They're asking me how much I paid. I've already paid the replacement, so you don't have to pay me. So anyway, DVR, as I said, getting back on topic here, and I'm sorry I'm going off topic. DVR is looking to go 3 in a row as far as with drivers. Like I said, they won with Lauren Grubius last time out of Kansas, and then Anna Leonard won the race at Nashville. So DVR is trying to go 3 in a row with possibly 3 different drivers. As we're nearly 5 wide, this could end in disastrous. As Stephanie Driscoll currently the leader. If Driscoll does go up to the Monster Energy Series, she will be retained. But knowing that she's going to be having a surgery, she would not be cleared to race for next season. Which means Max Lipson will actually fill in for her in the Monster Energy Series, because that's where Max Lipson's going. Either way, Max Lipson was actually going to be driving for Cody Smart's team anyway, because Max Lipson's going to be moving back up to the Monster Energy Series to be with his little sister, who's already safe for another season. But we're still trying to get the details on what this could mean as far as, you know, rides and stuff for next season. Speaking of drivers that could lose their charter, here's one of the drivers. That would be Ashley Horton. Charlie Silver, Patrick Combs, Billy Kitchens, Ashley Horton, and Rita Sigrid come into the Talladega weekend in the danger zone of losing their charters for next season. And that is critical. And now she got stuck in a 4-wide situation. Speaking of Lauren Grubius, who's coming up there on that inside line, that's 6. There she is, getting pushed by playoff contender April Winters, who started at the back after didn't have a good qualifying. But remember, anything can happen. Speaking of Grubius, she's going to make her Buffalo Wild Wings Series debut tomorrow, believe it or not. Oh, we got a crash. We got a crash in the back. It's Zachary Taylor, who spun out and got clobbered, and the caution is out. Drag race between the DVR girls, and it's going to be Lauren Grubius. Our first caution of the day. And what an ill timing of that yellow for Pete Ramirez. Zachary Taylor's all torn up. Patrick Combs must have been collected. That's not good news for Patrick Combs. Do I see any damage to the back of the Amp Energy Nissan Titan? No is the answer. Patrick's got to slow down here. Okay, he's slowing down. That happened right in front of Mandy Evans. And Zachary Taylor got the worst of it. Let's take a look at the replay here, Daryl. Let's see. See where the contact starts. I think that's Makara. Yep, that's Makara Mirmaz. I think she and Annie Crenshaw were rubbing doors, and they came up and clipped the gunbroker.com Chevy Silverado of Zachary Taylor. And look at the job that everybody does trying to avoid that 31, including playoff contender Mandy Evans. Yikes. Oh, she did get a piece of it. I thought she got through without any damage, but Mandy Evans was collected in this. Let's go on board with the 58. I thought she got through it, but I guess wrong. Watch Mandy Evans is on board. I don't know how bad the damage is on that 58, excuse me. But looks like she's going to have to get that addressed, because remember, aerodynamics mean a lot here at Talladega. And if Mandy Evans has a bad finish like she had at Kansas, she's no doubt going to enter Homestead in a must-win situation. And it looks like the DVR girls swapped the lead. Lauren Grubius led it back to the yellow. Her teammate and good friend Erica Douglas did as well. Now remember, Erica Douglas is one of the drivers racing in the Monster Energy Series, so this is a good little test for her. She's never raced at Talladega before in the Monster Energy, so she thought getting into a Truck Series race would definitely help her cause. And how big of an opportunity is this for Lauren Grubias to make her Buffalo Wild Wings Series debut, knowing she comes into this race in the safety zone. If she extends that gap, she needs a good run at Homestead, and she might have locked herself a spot into the Buffalo Wild Wings Series for next season for, interestingly enough, DVR, the team she drives for. And their other teammates in 5th. And remember, Hattie Swore will live to see another season in the Monster Energy Series for right now, or in the Tier Series. Peach Ramirez did get one of her laps back, so she is 1 lap down after that unscheduled stop. She must have came down pit road a second time to pit. Green flag back in the air. We're back underway at Talladega. And now Cody is probably thinking to himself, boy, I can't believe that happened. Peach Ramirez trying to get back on the lead lap. At the same time, Shohei Alinsky took the lead, but for how long? And April Winters, a playoff contender, is going to lead the race. And here comes the rookie driver, Gary Bradbury. He was originally going to run full-time in the Truck Series, but he didn't turn 18 years old until like a couple of weeks ago. So that's why he will go full-time next season, and he will have a charter. But for what team as a Toyota, that is yet to be determined. As Samantha Granger trying to hold off playoff contender Tico Jumiaka, who let the door open loud, and now Riley Roblier's lead. They're almost 4 wide for the lead, boys and girls. Got some stragglers at the back of the field. I think they might have just... Bridget Thomas has got a problem. Billy Kitchens has got no hood. That's not good for Billy Kitchens. Patrick Combs, Mandy Evans did get damage to that truck. Charlie Silver's about to lose the draft. That's not going to do Charlie Silver's any favors. Oh, crash! It's the big one at Talladega! Oh, look out, look out, look out! Victor Gonzalez, Carla Sanat. Mandy Evans got through. Yellow for the second time today. Playoff contender April Winters might have got a piece of it. And I don't think, nope, the 00 did not get her lap back. But the yellow is out for the second time today. Another wreck, this time going into turn 3. What are you doing, Rita Seagrid? Yellow's out. Quit trying to play bang, bang, bang. And now Cody's saying, okay. Victor Gonzalez got stuck on the apron. Gretchen Mueller was involved. First car I saw got turned was Carla Sanat. I don't know who turned her. Let's take a look at the replay here for the second time today. Let's go to the helicopter view. Let's see who caused this little wreck. I think the 22 got turned. I couldn't tell who she got turned by. I can't tell who she got turned. She got turned by somebody. I couldn't tell who it was. I'm going to have to rewind and see. Okay, maybe go to TV1. That would be better. or spectator. I can't tell who she got turned by. Oh, it was her teammate, Hattie Swore. I think the 49 pinched the 74 into the 22. Let me remind you, Hattie Swore is a playoff contender, so nothing Hattie could have done. And April Winters was collected in this incident. Came into this race, one of the drivers in the top 4 in the playoffs. She could find herself in a very precarious situation heading into our elimination race next week at Homestead. Close call by Prudence Lojon and company. They're making some more pit stops here. Of course, Billy Kitchens, that's going to take him out of contention for a good day, as Pete Ramirez will stay out. So a tough break there as 46 won the battle off pit road. That would be Sarah Costello, who came so close to getting her first win of her Truck Series career. Maybe today, maybe next week at Homestead, it could be her day. We'll just have to wait and see. What Pete Ramirez has got to hope for is that if drivers drop out of the race due to the incidents we have, this could help her get herself caught back up and try to have a good run here today. Looks like Victor Gonzalez is returned to the race. I don't know how bad his damage is, but we're going to find out in just a second. And we have some drivers out of the race, Sean Art and Gretchen Mueller. I wonder if that was because of a stack up we didn't see. If that's the case, that's a tough break for those two. And of course, Gretchen Miller was recently eliminated in the first round, so. There's only a couple of non-playoff contenders out of this race. April Winters restarted in the 36th position, so we'll see how bad her truck is and if she's going to be up to speed or not. Pete Ramirez, this is helping her, and Lucy Granger's blown up. Aw, that's a shame. A lot of smoke billowing out of the Zaxby Chevrolet Silverado, and poor Lucy Granger, her day is done. That's a shame. I was looking forward to see how Lucy would do on her first restrictor plate race, but engine unreliability for the Chevy strikes again. That's too bad for Lucy. That's too bad. But she'll definitely try again tomorrow in the AutoZone Amateur Series race, which will be right before the Buffalo Wild Wings Series race. Like I said, that's too bad. Now that she's out of the race, at least she's off the racing track, so she'll get it to the pits and get it to the garage. And that will be an early shower for poor Lucy Granger. That's a shame. Well, Cody knows how excited he is for Lucy, but hate to see Lucy Granger out of the race. And well, the engine proved to be terminal. It looks like an ignition blew, as Lucy has now climbed out of the truck, making sure there's no electrical. At least the fire crew is putting it out in the garage, and Lucy's now gotten to safety. And the officials will just make sure there's nothing wrong with her, and they'll send her they'll take her to the dressing room, or she's actually going to go to the dressing room. That's too bad. Tico Jumiaka comes in this race 19 points below the cut line. This is a golden opportunity with April Winters having trouble here. This could put him in a golden opportunity to possibly have a chance to not only try to win this race and possibly lock himself a spot into the championship because remember, none of our playoff drivers won last time out of Kansas. So If they win here today at Talladega or next week's elimination race at Homestead, they head into Toronto into the championship 4. And of course, Billy Kitchens. Anna Leonard is off the pace. Oh, she's got no hood on her Minute Maid Apple Juice Chevy Silverado, so I'm guessing we had a little stack up under the yellow. April Winters looks like she's going to be in a very precarious situation heading into our elimination race. Charlie Silver's not doing his hopes any favors. Neither is Lauren Grubius, but I think Grubius is doing this just to try to avoid the big one. Remember, Lauren Grubius came into this race 56 points ahead of the cut line. As far as moving up, remember, if she stays where she is, she'll be moving up to the Buffalo Wild Wings Series next season. She will make her Buffalo Wild Wings debut tomorrow, as I mentioned earlier. And, of course, Sarah Costello, on the other hand, if she has a solid run, it doesn't matter what happens the next 2 races. Which, unless she gets a penalty here and a penalty at Homestead, which would be probably unlikely unless she does something very stupid, it would be impossible for her to possibly... she would probably stay here in the Truck Series, as Annie Crenshaw, who just recently got eliminated from round 1. Crenshaw is 9th in points. The highest she can finish is 8th, so this will be her best career finish as a rookie. It's a shame that if Granger, Winters get eliminated in this round, it's looking likely Cody Smart's team is not going to win the championship here in 2020. Actually, let me rephrase that. Gonzalez and Crenshaw are teammates. The 92 and the 19. The 29 didn't make the playoffs. And I'm trying to think who else is on that team. I think as of right, yeah, none of Cody Smart's drivers will win the championship. There's Hattie Swore. If Hattie Swore has a good run, doesn't matter what happens to her at Homestead next week, she would be moving on to the championship 4. If she wins, that would just put her worry-free going into our elimination race next week at Homestead. There's Justin Hugo. Actually, Justin Hugo's the last hope for Cody Smart. I take that back. I thought Cody had one more entry. But Justin Hugo's actually the last hope for Smart Motorsports, because his other 3 drivers, Lil John didn't make the playoffs, and then the other 2 got eliminated. So this is actually the last hope for Justin Hugo for Smart Motorsports. Jessica Moore comes in this race 21st in the points. Oh, got a crash! Hugo's involved! Hugo's involved! Hugo's involved! Oh, we got a big wreck! Oh, Gonzalez failed to slam on the brakes. Randall Riley Roblier. He's one of the drivers who's trying to make it into the Buffalo Wild Wings. Charlie Silver's in it. Annie Crenshaw. Well, talk about a commentator's curse. I don't think Grubius didn't get involved. Lucky Prescott got some damage. Oh, yeah, I forgot Granger's part of Smart Motorsports, so I take that back. But Hugo is out. Charlie Silver, Victor Gonzalez. Well, ever since Victor Gonzalez got eliminated, he's had some pretty dismal runs the last couple of weeks. Oh, no. This is going to possibly put Justin Hugo in a very precarious situation going into our elimination race. Let's see what happened here. I think it's next lap. Yeah, it's next lap. And I'm trying to see who he got hit by. I think that would, this would explain it. It's the 14 of Makara Marin West. Well, that's male abuse number 1. And Justin Hugo was a playoff contender coming into this race. Oh, Hattie Swore must have been collected, I think. I don't know if the 74 has damage. If that's the case, that's another playoff contender. Let's see. Let's go on board. Or let's write. Here's Hattie Swartz's perspective. Got a little bit on the right front of that Tri-Analyx Chevrolet. I don't know if that's enough damage that could make her fall off the pace or not. She is going to continue on. She must have... Oh, no. Granger, come on. That was a pit lane exit that was about to go bad. Don't know if the 74 is fixing the fender. I think they already fixed it. Oh, no, she was involved in another pit lane collision. Oh, she hit Mandy Evans. And Evans is smoking. That's a playoff contender. So two playoff contenders got into a pit lane incident. And now that means Mandy Evans is going to be in a must-win situation at Homestead. And what are we doing? Okay, slow down. Guys, we're under yellow. Quit racing up here like you're under green. We're under yellow, for goodness sake. Slow down, for crying out loud. That's probably a damage glitch on Rita Seegrid. But Mandy Evans, one of the drivers who's battling for the championship, she just put herself in a must-win situation. Well, Jessica Moore's been given a golden opportunity to possibly take one of those spots away. So Cody's already down to 2 entries in the playoffs. Since the other two got eliminated, Little John didn't make the playoffs because she didn't get a win. We're going to go back to green next time by. Out of the race after that, and there are some drivers. Mandy Evans, she has been asked to see the officials in the big red truck for that pit lane incident with Hattie Swar. We'll see how bad the damage is on that 74. Zachary Taylor's out. Billy Kitchens is out. Justin Hugo's out. This will put Justin Hugo possibly in the danger zone heading into next week. Riley Roblier, this will take him out of a spot into making the Buffalo Wild Wings series next season. And Charlie Silver, who's already in a must-win situation. That might be all she wrote for his chances of keeping his charter for next season. And this is helping Peach Ramirez, of all people, because this is helping her with that problem she had early in the race. And with drivers dropping out, that's more points for Peach Ramirez. And remember, she's 6th in points. Checking here on the 74, making sure there's nothing wrong with her truck. As they're trying to get group back up and trying to get back up to speed. I don't think the damage is severe. She might have a tire rub because she ran in the side of the 58. But I think she might be okay. I think she'll be okay. Lucky Prescott also had to repair damage to the left side of her Allegiant Chevrolet. And it looks like Crenshaw's not going to let the 74 get down. The 74 was trying to get in front of the 19, but the 19 said, nope, I'm not going to let that happen. Now the 74 will get behind the 19. I think she's badly damaged. Unless she can reel back up and catch the 19. But I think she's badly damaged. I think that hit to the left front did her in. Oh, no. We're 4 wide again. We're not even halfway through this race. We could have a big one. our second big one. I think we've already had our second big one. We could end up having our third one not even halfway through this race. Oh, Pete Ramirez playing bumper tag with the 24. That's not good news for these drivers. They should not be playing bumper tag right now. We still have a little over half of this race to go. Heather Gallant, I believe, has taken... Yep, she has led her lap. Gallant did not make it into the playoffs. She's just trying to find victory lane. This is also going to help drivers like Jessica Moore and Azar Amirmawez and possibly her little sister, Makara, to try to go into the Buffalo Wild Wings series, as I nearly jinxed that one. Trying to be careful not jinxing drivers. Good grief. Or that would not be funny. To some of you, it would be funny. To me, it wouldn't. Or actually, Makara Mirmoez is off the pace. I wonder if she got involved in that damage. Grubius is losing the draft. I think Grubius is trying to hope for another big wreck she can snake on by. And with her losing the draft, she'll be 2 seconds slower if she's not careful. On board Grubius. She's got to make sure to not get caught up in a wreck. Same with her teammate, Sarah Costello. Grubius 17th in points after winning last time out at Kansas, trying to stay out of trouble, trying to keep DVR's win streak alive. She's now losing the draft, and that's not good. And Zachary Taylor has also been asked to see the officials in the big red truck because of the fact he made comments about drivers using the dead bird strategy, which the officials did not appreciate. So that will more than likely be a fine for Zachary Taylor. Heather Gallant trying to pass Tico Jumiaka. Remember, Tico Jumiaka is a playoff contender. Sarah Costello, as things stand, would already lock her a spot into the Buffalo Wild Wings series, because that might have just been all she wrote. Heather Gallant leads, but remember, we have not had trouble with back markers. And unlike Ricky, we've had more cautions on the super speedway other than Coca-Cola that I can recall. This is actually our third restrictor plate race of the season because we raced at Ricky and Coca-Cola. Ricky was won by, of course, Samantha Granger in the playoff, pushing her teammate Prudence Littlejohn. Trying to remember who won Coca-Cola. And I'll have to look, as Jessica Moore currently the leader. Let's see, who won Coca-Cola? That was April Winters, but April Winters was caught up in a wreck, so she's not going to go 2 in a row as far as a plate race is concerned. And here's a bit of irony. Both of those drivers are part of the Alliance of Smart Motorsports. Could we have a third blue oval go to victory lane, or could Toyota and Chevy have something to say about that? And they're coming up to Anna Leonard. This could be problems. We're going to have lap traffic become a problem at Talladega. We're at the halfway mark of this race. And they are stuck behind the Minute Maid Apple Juice Chevy as she comes up and pulls in front of Jessica Moore. That's not going to help Jessica get by. As Bridget Thomas is going to take the lead. Remember, Thomas has already got a ride in the Monster Energy Series as well as Buffalo Wild Wings, so she is exempt and will be out of the running as far as trying to move up to the Buffalo Wild Wings Series. 47 down, 47 to go. The only drivers who have not been into trouble as far as incidents is concerned is Granger and Jumiaka. And something tells me they may be involved in an incident later in this race. Which, if that's indeed the case, that could really make the playoff picture really interesting going into our elimination race. Because remember, Peach Ramirez had a tire going down. She's trying to get her lap back. Swore, Hugo, Winters, and Evans were involved in an incident, and Mandy Evans was involved in a pit lane incident with Swore. Which really could shake up the playoff grid. Cody said that if Granger survived, I don't know, to be honest with you. Where did she finish last time out? Let's see. Where did she finish? No, she would not be safe. Granger finished 21st, so she would not have a spot locked up yet. She needed a good run today or could find herself in a very interesting situation. As Sarah Costello leads. So to answer Cody's question, no is the answer because remember, Samantha Granger finished 21st. So the chances of her locking her spot into the championship 4 is not yet secured. But she would need but if she wins, then yes. If not, and if she finishes poorly, that could really make things interesting going into Homestead. But right now, nobody is locked into the championship 4 yet. As Grubius has got her teammate right up here. Jesse Art has also lost the draft. I think these drivers are hoping for the big wreck to happen. But like I said, nobody is locked into the final 4. Excuse me there. Almost said playoffs, but we're in the playoffs, boys. That was really dicey with Azar and the 42. Remember, with now with Riley Roblier out of this race, that's going to make the final transfer spot a bit more interesting. The guy who was trying to run down for that spot, that would be Jimmy Baker. He's up in 14th. The gals that were trying to run Jimmy Baker down, Jessica Moore, she's actually ahead of Jimmy Baker. But Makara would be in a must-win situation. As Tico leads If Tico goes to victory lane, he has locked himself a spot into the championship 4. Because remember, Granger needs a good run to be in a good situation to possibly advance next week. This is going to put Grubius in a bad situation. Looks like, oh, you probably won. Good for them. As Sarah Costello dropped back and had no help. And with with Samantha Granger, this could put her in a bit of an interesting scenario. Even though Cody says she would likely be in the Final 4, there's still a good chance she could still be eliminated next week. So I wouldn't say she's guaranteed into the Final 4 yet. Justin Hugo will be in a very precarious situation. Of course, Mandy Evans is going to be in a must-win situation next week at Homestead. And unless she wins, she would more than likely be one of the 3 drivers that get eliminated. And we won't see Erica Douglas for another 2 or 3 days because she will be getting ready for the Monster Energy Series race. Of course, she's been having a very okay season, even though she has yet to go to victory lane in that series. Of course, she will be... Well, looks like Peach Ramirez... Now, question is, where did Peach Ramirez finish last week or last time out of Kansas, excuse me. Peach Ramirez finished 39th. Ooh, we might have had 2 drivers possibly be in a must-win situation, Ramirez and Evans. So Ramirez, if she doesn't start having more drivers have problems, she would likely face a must-win situation. So we might have 2 drivers possibly eliminated. And then that battle for 4th is and then we'll find out who would be the 3rd that get eliminated next week at Homestead. So Peach Ramirez would join Mandy Evans more than likely facing a must-win situation. As they have just caught Anna Leonard for a 2nd time. We only have 30 trucks on the lead lap, 32 in this race, and 10 drivers already behind the wall. And 1 driver already to the big red truck. Or correction, 2 drivers already called to the big red truck. Because the officials don't take too kindly to team owners and drivers saying such and such use the dead bird strategy. Taylor, I'm looking at you. And there's a good chance Zachary Taylor will get fined. Which, to be quite honest with you, I am not surprised. And by the way, for Peach Ramirez, this would be an extra spot because she's already going to pass the 36 of Anna Leonard. Actually, she's already passed Anna Leonard. as of now, April Winters is in the danger zone. Granger would be on the bubble, according to my live points. And I think we might have just confirmed this young lady in the Buffalo Wild Wings series. And Grubius will be very delighted. What Grubius got to hope for is a yellow. And speaking of April Winters, they're about to lap her next. It's been a rough year for April Winters in the Buffalo Wild Wings series. It's been a good year for her in here in trucks, but Buffalo Wild Wings has not been very kind to her. So April Winters is more than likely going to be facing elimination next week. And what she's going to have to hope for, and the good news for them is that Samantha Granger, as things stand, according to my points, she would actually take the points lead heading into our elimination race, but is still not yet confirmed in the Final Four. She would need a good run at Homestead to be locked into the Final Four, or she could be eliminated. But a win would take the pressure off of Granger and Tico Jumiaka, who's leading this race. So Tico's trying to get a win. This young lady's trying to secure her spot into the Buffalo Wild Wings series next season, Sarah Costello. And I have to ask Cody, how many points was she ahead of the cut line? I think she was like a massive 200-something points ahead of the cut line. And here she goes for the lead, but here's the question. Fuel could come into play. 59 laps. We are well within our window of making it the rest of the way. These drivers will have to stop one more time in a 94-lap race. That would be another position, by the way, for Pete Ramirez if they get around the 38. And 38's starting to hold up some people. Driscoll and Matt Smith's going to pull away, but they're going to get reeled in real quickly. And them going side by side is not doing their hopes any favors. And Tatum Wright has just caught those two really easily. And Tico, as I said, had a disappointing run last week. Oh, we got pit stops. I was just wondering when we were going to pit again, and now that answered the question. Got some drivers already on pit road. Now these drivers will make it the rest of the way, barring if we get a caution. Imagine if this was our elimination race. Good Lord. Thank goodness Homestead's our elimination race next week. I think Jessica Moore stayed out. They're saying Annika Ritchie is the leader, and she is the leader. Well, she was the leader. And now Sarah Costello getting held up by Annie Crenshaw, who's coming up to speed. Jimmy Baker's actually the leader, but here he comes. Got to get down to 55 miles an hour without locking up the tires. I think Grubius is having a slow pit stop or something, or just trying to make sure the fuel tank is full. As Ari Springer and Hattie Swore having a little side-by-side battle coming out of the pits. Most of these drivers are just coming out of the pits. Ooh, Grubius almost got a penalty for a blend. That was close. We keep it together, though. And now this should cycle the lead back over to this group. I think Sarah Costello would be the leader. No, Jimmy Baker's still the leader, but he's got no help. I think it would cycle back over to Matt Smith, but remember, that's a 3-truck train. With a caution here, it's going to change the complexion of this race. Good run for Prudence Littlejohn, who was cleared to race. And she is fully recovered. I don't know if she'll be racing in Monster. I think that might have been her final start, and Driscoll will be in that ride for the rest of the season over at Monster. Of course, Driscoll has to get ready for the Buffalo Wild Wings Series race tomorrow, which you will see her and the other 41 drivers tomorrow. And I was told by the officials today that if a driver won that was outside the playoff area, like Prudence Littlejohn and Lauren Grubius, they might have just locked themselves a spot into the Buffalo Wild Wings Series, providing they stay in the top 30 in points. Which means still Sarah Costello would be in, and then the battle for the final transfer spot would go to either Riley Robley or Jimmy Baker, Jessica Moore, or the Amirmwa siblings. Also, for Ashley Horton, who's running in 13th, this is brilliant news for her because drivers ahead of her in points, like the 88, who's 24th, I think Ashley Horton is out of the danger zone, guys. Ashley Horton might have just saved her charter, but she needs a good run next week to make sure she keeps that charter for next season. She won't be able to pass Heather Gallant. She will, however, pass Rita Seagrid. What about Ashton Ingersoll? She is ahead of him. Well, was ahead of him. Now behind. But she would finish ahead of Rita Seagrid. So that means Rita Seagrid would find herself in the danger zone of losing her charter for next season. Oh, it's Robbie. Oh, the door's open. Duh. I didn't know Robbie was coming over, to be quite honest with you. Unless Robbie saw that my check was still in the office, and that would probably explain it, so. Either way, it's going to be a interesting day is Ari Springer and Matt Smith. Looks like Ari Springer's gone a lap down. Ari Springer will try to have fun. Hattie Swar's gone a lap down. That's, by the way, your points leader. Boy, this could possibly throw the championship wide open the way things are looking at. Yeah, probably. Robbie probably knew my check was still in the office, because if Tequila didn't get it yesterday, he probably got it and was going to bring it to me. So I was like, okay, well, that works well for me. And if any of you asking what I'm chewing on, it's just ice. This is also bad news for April Winters, because this would put her in the danger zone, because remember, should Tico Jumiaka go to victory lane here today at Talladega, it doesn't matter what happens at Homestead. Tico Jumiaka would be going into Toronto into the Final Four to compete for the championship in 2 weeks' time. Which that is not what April Winters wanted to see.
That's my dad.
Oh, it's your dad?
Yeah,
I thought it was Robbie. I was like, wait, what?
That's my dad's truck.
All right.
We're going to sit there.
Have fun, you two. I thought it was Robbie. Anyway. It's going to just be me and Brian. That's fine with me. It's Jimmy Baker currently getting ready to take the lead. Now, Jimmy Baker comes into this race 20th in the points, and he's about to capitalize on the misfortunes of Riley Roblier. Those drivers who have a win, so that would put a lot of drivers who don't have a win in a must-win situation. I think that would be the only way that will save Grubius. What'd you forget? Whoops. So we have 20 to go, and Andy Crenshaw, 2 races after. I apologize about my freaking phone being a drunken hippo. I don't know why he keeps doing that, but I do apologize about that. But anyway, back to the nature of this discussion. If Annie Crenshaw wins, of course, it will come 2 races after she was eliminated. But hey, a win is a win. And Azara Mirmawez is also on her way to capitalizing, because this is not good for Jimmy Baker. Like I said, what's going to be the issue, though, is you have Littlejohn and Grubius already have a win and looking like they will be going up to Buffalo Wild Wings Series. Now, it'll be a new rule that will be implemented starting next season. And also, it was implemented beginning in the playoffs, and this will be implemented immediately next season, as they're about to lap April Winters again. And Peach Ramirez, who's going to probably finish 28th, I don't think that's going to be enough for her to even get herself out of the danger zone. And she'll probably more than likely, like I said, go into next week's race at Homestead in a must-win situation. So that little issue she had in that flat tire, whatever the problem was earlier in the race, looks like she will not fully recover. But a big load of trucks ahead of the leaders, though. Matt Smith and Littlejohn pulled out ahead in front of the pack, which that's not going to do them any favors. You're a sitting duck, and looks like Littlejohn's about to pay the price. Remember, Prudence Littlejohn is one of the drivers who's also, like Sarah Costello, has a spot into the Buffalo Wild Wings series for next season. Now remember, Littlejohn is ineligible to be a rookie up in the tier series should she transfer there next season, due to the fact she's already made more than 10 starts in the Monster Energy series. And just remember, as this pack starts to get big, by the way, it's going to cause some problems. The good news for Grubius is that it's not going to hurt her in the long run because, well, Grubius is 26. Riley Robler, 37. Looks like Grubius will get away from Riley. Jimmy Baker, on the other hand, how big was the gap between those two? Let's see, it was 56. It was 70-point advantage she had over Jimmy Baker. And Baker's already ahead of her. So Grubius has got her work cut out to keep that spot. But she's inside the top 30 in the point standings, so that way she can move up to the Buffalo Wild Wings series. And guess who? They're going to lap Anna Leonard. They're also about to lap Jessica Moore, who was up in this lead pack before the pit stop cycle out. And Tatum's going to get away with the lead. But, as we all know, in Talladega, that's not a good option. So Tatum's going to be a sitting duck. And remember, because Tatum Wright is a Foster Series driver, even if she made it into one of those 4 transfer spots, it would not make a difference. Even though she is going to possibly race full-time in the Buffalo Wild Wings series next season on top of the let me rephrase that. On top of the Foster Series. That's what I was trying to say. Sheesh. Can't talk. Had something in my mouth. And that's big for Jessica Moore because this is good news for Grubius. Because remember, Jimmy Baker is trying to run down both Riley Roblier and Lauren Grubius for those spots. And since Jessica Moore just got put a lap down, this could keep Grubius into that spot into the Buffalo Wild Wings series. And remember, Grubius will make her debut tomorrow. So that's huge for Jessica Moore. And also, with Makara having troubles, I think Grubius should be okay. What's not going to be okay for Rita Seegrid is that the 57's running in 14th. That's 10 spots. That means Ashley Horton has freed herself from the danger zone and put Rita Seegrid in the danger zone. And now Rita Seegrid could possibly find herself in a must-win situation the next 2 weeks. Have fun, Andre. Not only that, that means Ashley Horton, if she finished where she's at, this could keep her in the Truck Series next season. And Costello has taken the lead. If Costello wins, she is guaranteed into the Buffalo Wild Wings series. She came close to winning last week. But for how long? As Gallant's trying to rain her parade. Gallant 28th in points. As DPI is trying to keep that charter for next season. Even though she'll be a Foster Series driver. Jessica Moore's a lap down, so Jessica Moore's not doing herself any favors and more than likely going to find herself in a must-win situation. Because she's not going to gain a whole lot of points on Grubius. We'll be coming to 10 to go, and Jessica Moore is going to be an annoying back marker. Unless we get a caution. As he's already back. Right, 10 to go. Ari Springer leads. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. Matt Smith leads. Ari Springer's a lap down, boys. GG. But Andy Crenshaw has a good chance to possibly win this race and deny a driver into the Final Four. And Tico will be in an interesting situation. Like I said, nobody is locked into the championship four. All right. But here comes Jimmy Baker. Remember, Jimmy Baker at the start of the year was in the danger zone. He's come alive in the last couple of months. And now he's trying to make sure he gets his first win of his Truck Series career. And could this put Jimmy Baker possibly a spot into the Buffalo Wild Wings Series? If that is indeed the case, he might have a Buffalo Wild Wings Series start maybe next week, if not the weekend of championship weekend. But April Winters may have something to say about that. Who is going to win Talladega? 8 laps to go. April Winters is going to decide who will win this race at Talladega. And Cody's jumping up and down, screaming wild like he's gone bananas, which he sometimes is gone bananas, but you get the point. Stephanie Driscoll, it doesn't matter what happens to her as far as if she's in the danger zone of losing her charter. She's a Buffalo Wild Wings Series driver. She's exempt. We might also have a You Blew It pretty soon. Here comes April Winters. Here comes April Winters. Oh, everybody gets around, but Tatum got held up. Here comes Sarah Costello trying to make it 3 in a row for DVR. As we've had 7 to go, we'll be at 6 to go when we cross the line. As of now, Sarah Costello might have locked herself a spot into the Buffalo Wild Wings Series. But she would do more than just that. She would like to win this race. But Jessica Moore could play spoiler and screw this all up. And Jessica Moore is more important about getting back on the lead lap than letting these leaders race for the win. And Cody Smart is not happy about the 17. Here comes Jessica Moore to screw this battle for the lead. The black flag is out for the 17. Cody Smart is throwing a fit. And now the 17's going to screw the 46. And Jessica Moore's been called to the big red truck because she's not getting out of the way. And she flipped the officials off. And Jessica Moore's going to make sure she screws this up. I mean, she's not even going to accomplish getting back on the lead lap. Let's get that, or winning this race. Let's get that right. She's just being an annoying back marker. And a lot of drivers are getting really annoyed, and Jessica Moore has been called to the big red truck for not getting out of the leader's way and letting them race for the win. But also giving the finger to the officials. That's going to be an ejection. And remember, this is not the first time Jessica Moore has already been in trouble with the officials. As we're going to have 4 laps of racing to go. And Cody Smart likes to be a derping hyena because I like to give him crap. Here we go. Oh, we got another lap truck. Well, that might play a factor too.
Oh, you would.
What was the final?
49-14.
I knew it was going to be 49-14. Oh, Anna Leonard held him up. There goes Alinsky. Remember, Maddie Crenshaw or Brooklyn Carter went to victory lane. Could it be a second win in a row for Indiana Motorsports? This time in the Truck Series. But Heather Gallant leads the 2 Indiana Motorsports teammates working together. We're coming to 3 to go at Talladega. Just remember, if Jumiaka wins this race, he's into the championship 4. Keep that in mind. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jumiaka is the only playoff driver who's won in the playoffs. But fuel! They're out of fuel! Matt Smith's out of fuel! Matt Smith is out of fuel! We got 2 to go! Jimmy Baker's leading! Oh my, I didn't realize fuel miners could come into play! Cody Smart is now tossing Zachary Taylor, who's punching him! And Taylor just got flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct. Now, do these drivers have enough fuel? Oh boy, if they run out of fuel, this could make things very interesting. We're coming to the white flag. We're coming to the white flag. Jumiaka is a sitting duck. White flag in the air. Next flag will end this race. Cody screaming for Little John to win. But will lap traffic cause a problem? We're about to find out. Sarah Costello might have a chance down the backstretch for the last time. Jumiaka is a sitting duck. Here comes Sarah Costello. She's trying to lock her spot in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series. Jumiaka is a sitting duck. He will not hold them off. Can Costello make a move? Remember, the start-finish line is not in the trial, but Jessica Moore's trying to screw this up. And Tinko Jumiaka will win at Talladega and punch his ticket to the championship 4. Holy cow. And Tinko Jumiaka will battle for a championship in 2 weeks at Toronto. And with her 3rd place finish, that has just locked up a spot for Sarah Costello to race in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series. Holy cow. So Jumiaka, the only playoff driver who has been to victory lane, will battle for a championship. What a great race. Whew. Oh my goodness. Tatum Wright will win Rookie of the Race second. Sarah Costello third. That might have just done it. I think Sarah Costello might have just locked up Rookie of the Year because the guy who was trying to run her down finished fourth, Jimmy Baker. I think we might have just confirmed our Rookie of the Year for the Truck Series this year. Jimmy Baker fourth, Annika Ritchie fifth, Littlejohn sixth, Patrick Combs seventh. That is a well-needed run, but he, as I said, need a good run the next 2 weeks. Granger's eighth. I don't know where this will put her in an interesting situation because even though she finished eighth, there's still a good chance she could get eliminated next week. Ashton Ingersoll came home in ninth, Lucky Prescott in 10th. That was two playoff contenders inside the top 10. Where did the rest of our playoff drivers finish? Let's see here. Jessica Moore, as I said, has been asked to see the officials in the big red truck. Ashley Horton faded all the way to 20th. Let's see where this is going to put as Steven and them are home. Ruby is 25th. So it will not be 3 in a row for DVR. As we apologize about the door squeaking. It sounds like a mouse that came through. Let's see, Granger. Let's see, April Winters. Boy, you have to go all the way down. 31st. She is in the danger zone because Jumiaka won. Peach Ramirez, 24th. That's not going to be enough. Evans was out of the race in 33rd. She is definitely in a must-win situation. Hattie swore 28th, so we already know Jumiaka will be one of the 4 drivers in the championship 4. Who will be the other 3 that will join him next week? We're going to find out ourselves, and we're also going to find out where this is going to put Ashley Horton because she lost ground to Rita Seegert, who used the St. Louis Deadbird strategy. As far as that's concerned. But the good news is for Horton, she finished ahead of Azar Amirmuez. She also finished ahead of Makara Amirmuez. I think Ashley Horton just got herself out of the danger zone and shoved one of the Amirmuez sisters in it. But we're going to confirm that right here and right now. And I believe Jumiaka, with his 3rd win, might have just gotten the points lead. We'll just have to wait and see. We're about to find out right now. In that regard, as we have already shown you your full finishing results, and I believe I've already exported the trucks. You'll apologize about Steven being rude as usual. What else is new? I'm going to go ahead and exit out of NOR so it doesn't crash on me. All right. Yep, this is race 21. It's Talladega, you derp. Sugarland Shines 250. 3 cautions. 56 lead changes among 22 leaders. 3 cautions for 12 laps. Let's see what this is going to do to the points. So that means Jumiaka will now head into next week's race worried-free, knowing he will be one of the 4 drivers in the championship 4. I'll add Gary Bradbury into the Rookie of the Year standing, so give me 1 second as I do that. Then I'll redo. And I can't find him. I'll find him later. I'll update the points for the Rookie of the Year standings. But anyway, let's get right to the points. There they are. With one race to go in the round of 7, Tico Jumiaka confirmed into the championship 4. Oh, it's B Bradbury. Okay, that's where I goofed. I thought it was G, but it was a B. I'm sorry. So he was up here. But I'll fix the Rookie of the Year points in just a second. There he is. Alright, so let's go ahead and update the points. And nope, no, you blew it. I was about to go to say, was it a you blew it? The answer is no. Okay, so now here's the point standings entering our elimination race. Jumiaka with his 3rd win of the season. He is guaranteed into the Final 4, regardless what happens next week. Rangers, Swore, and Hugo have their work cut out. And it is going to be confirmed Mandy Evans and Peach Ramirez will be in a must-win situation. April Winters needs something to go right going into that race. And it is official. Here's the dilemma. If Jimmy Baker does not, I repeat, does not gain points on Sarah Costello at Homestead, Sarah Costello will lock up the Rookie of the Year honors before Toronto. Because it's only a 17, and the most you can make up as far as the highest rookie is concerned is 20. So Jimmy Baker has got to hope Sarah Costello has problems, or it is over for him, and Sarah Costello will win the Rookie of the Year championship. So that would be something to smile about for DVR. But that's going to do it here from Talladega Super Speedway. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. We have shown you your full finisher results. As Tequila's back. Steven! Tequila needs you. I did give the title to the guys. It happened at lunchtime, so we're good. So you're looking at your rookie points, your overall points, heading into our elimination race next week from Homestead. We still got to cap off this Talladega weekend with the Buffalo Wild Wings, AutoZone Amateur, and the Monster Energy Series here at Dega. Hope you will tune in for those races. Until then, I've been Dino signing off. Thanks again for watching today's race, as you've been watching yet another broadcast courtesy of the PCSRA, the best center racing around the world since 2017. So long from Talladega.